Act Korean. I know a lot of you cats gonna get highly offended by this, and if I have some Korean cats out there, this is just gonna have to be something you have to deal with because, first of all, I don't mean to offend the Korean people. I grew up in Los Angeles, and most of the people who ran the stores were Koreans. And so when I used this topic for this podcast, I wanted to make sure, cats know where I got it from. But when I tell someone to act Korean, I mean that in the sense that you just plain don't give a fuck about money, homie. You don't give a fuck about your customers, what kind of life they live, if the neighbor down the street burned down. Most of the Korean people I grew up with, they don't give a fuck. Now, I ain't talking about their children. I'm talking about the people who run the stores. They plain don't give a fuck. In fact, it feels like more of a nuisance that you give them your money. But you gotta admire people who plain don't give a fuck. And I know this is a funny one. I know I might get some hate letters for this, but hey, if you in the Midwest, maybe you say, hey, act like the Arab brothers, maybe the Pakistanis or something. If you in New York, you got your own group, but I'm talking about here in Los Angeles, we have our own group, and our group is the Koreans. And so when I say act like a Korean, I usually do this when I talk to people and they having a hard time at work, and they can't really fit in, and they don't know how to get around this shit, and I just say, you gotta act Korean. And people say, what the fuck does that mean? That means, period, just don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? We came here to make money, go home. You don't have to dress like them, talk like them, walk like them, hang around them, care about their kids, care if their family burned down, care if the motherfuckers on crack who coming into the store. Don't give a fuck, act Korean. Now, I say all that to say this. When you start a business, homie, in order for you to keep making money, because money comes with emotion, people are going to beg you for deals, people are going to ask you to help them out, people are going to say, why can't you be nicer? People are going to pull at your heartstrings. You almost need to be from another motherfucking country for that shit not to affect you. So what I came up with a long time ago is I'm going to start acting like the Korean cats I see, in the neighborhood, at the liquor store, at the swap meet, every place I went. They plain don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And I just admire the hell out of that resilience to say, we just want our money. You know what I'm saying? Hurry up and buy. Get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? And before the riots, I guess, it toned it down after the riots, but either way, it's still something to learn and admire. So when I tell you to act Korean, I'm not telling you to learn Korean, even though you should, to learn how to say "안녕하세요" or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Learn some Korean, the Korean language a little bit. But, what I mean is copy the immigrant mentality. Copy the hustle. Copy the grit. Copy the determination. You know what I'm saying? Copy the fact that they come over here with nothing and they figure this game out. Copy everything you see. They don't send their kids to the school your punk ass go to, your punk ass kids attend. They somehow maintain a whole life in a whole other area, and they live way below their means. You never see no Korean cats, not their parents at least, coming down the street pimping. You never see them in no big old Cadillacs. They drive Honda Civics, or you know what I'm saying, or some Daewoo or some other Korean car, something like that. And they keep it real low, and they keep it 100. They just stack chips. And it's a beautiful thing to admire. So I always say, if you're going to need an example in this game, act Korean. That's all I got to say about that. Now let's proceed with the podcast about acting Korean. I won't say anything about Korean people no more. I promise all my Korean people who listen to the podcast, sorry about that. But it's my neighborhood where I grew up, so this is my example. See, what you got to develop in order to go into business is a really tough skin. And the tough skin that comes with being in business and when it comes to money is to be cold than a motherfucker. You have to be that cold. So if you own a liquor store, you got to not care about the hours. We here to make money. If people got a bulletproof, you got to put up bulletproof glass, put up the bulletproof glass. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit here and get caught up in the whole idea of why is things this way and why are people this way. We here to make money. Motherfuckers want pickled pig's feet? Sell them pickled pig's feet, homie. You know what I'm saying? We here to make money. Every time I walked into the corner store near my house, a little liquor store, they had everything under the motherfucking store. Porn magazines, pickled pig's feet, now laters, ices, the newspaper, bread, eggs. Man, they didn't give a fuck. Whatever was moving units, they were about it. And I love those cats. I love them for their tenacity and for their hustle. But realistically, as I got older, I started to notice bigger things about the Korean people in the area. and then just about every immigrant that's in business, is that they never seem to be or live where the business is. They disappear, close up that shop, and disappear over into the horizon, homie. You don't know where the fuck they live. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no life near there, but they there bright and early in the morning opening up shop. You know what I'm saying? They keep an eye on everybody who comes through the store, like they don't trust them motherfuckers, like they about to steal a piece of tissue. You know what I'm saying? They hawking on their shit. They really are about their chips, and this is their livelihood, and they take it that damn seriously. Now, most of the people in this game, they don't take it that seriously. They not hard workers, homie. They not willing to sacrifice. You always hear people say, I don't want to work 10, 12 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? I want to go out and party. Well, those Korean cats are in there every day. You know what I'm saying? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I don't even know if they go to church. That's how much they believe in money, homie. And I gotta admire the hustle. But you gotta learn the game from them. You gotta pay attention to the immigrant mentality when it comes to money, because it's something interesting to see. You know what I'm saying? Look at how they, like I said, keep below the means. Look how they never let you know exactly where they are. Look how they never associate with you. They never chop it up with you. They don't care if your mama died today. They really don't care about shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just amazing me every time. So the lesson for this podcast primarily is for you to learn how to act Korean. You know what I'm saying? Or act like an immigrant. Now, I know all you cats who sitting here listening to the Rise and Grind, you got a corner store down the street from your house. Right? I don't know who runs it, man. You know, if you in New York, it can be other cats. If you on the West, you got some other cats. If you in Chicago, it's another cat. You got some cats down in Miami, y'all got some other people. You know what I'm saying? But y'all got to go to them corner stores and look how they don't put no money into the game. The damn corner store look like they just came in and dusted off the shelves from 1954. They never update anything. They never update the cash register. Motherfuckers ain't updating shit. You know what I'm saying? They came to operate with what they had. They are not improving the game. There can be graffiti on the side of the liquor store. Nobody painting that shit. The bums could be outside drinking 8 balls and shit and OE and all kind of magnums and shit and St. Ives and that motherfucker. And they don't give a fuck, man. People peeing outside. Motherfuckers don't give a fuck. And I gotta admire the hustle on that, because they just saying, fuck, I don't give a fuck if the whole world outside about to go to hell, homie. I'm gonna take the chips. They don't care if a bum come in there. You know what I'm saying? They just ready for war, homie. Every day they come into that business ready for war. And you gotta be that kind of cat, man. And like I said, you gotta copy the game from the motherfuckers who just seem to be thriving in the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So many of us come from the bottom, and we always say only people who got business are the Korean cats or the Pakistani cats or the so-and-sos from the different neighborhoods we all live in. But truth be told, man, you gotta think of this shit like a straight military takeover move. Motherfuckers just walk into somebody else's neighborhood. Just imagine how much balls that gotta be. You don't even speak the language. You walk into somebody else's neighborhood and you set up shop. How many of you motherfuckers willing to walk into the middle of a Croatian neighborhood and set up shop? Not too many. How many of you motherfuckers willing to walk into an all German neighborhood and set up shop? All Jewish neighborhood, set up shop? None of us, right? None of us want to do that shit. But those Korean cats do. Most of the immigrant cats do. They show up in black neighborhoods, homie, where I don't even want to park my motherfucking car. You understand what I'm saying? They get screamed at and shit thrown at them and all kind of crap. And it's just, I mean, these people are tough. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta admire what they're willing to go through to make money. You know what I'm saying? What they're willing to subject themselves to. You know what I'm saying? They might hate their life or hate everything their kids hate it. You ever been into a corner store or a burger place or any place where the Korean cats are, and their kids, you know, they just hate the whole motherfucking thing. They want to shoot somebody. They really hate everybody. While the parents are sitting there saying, we don't care. Take the $7 and go home. The kids just can't take it. They don't have the discipline. And maybe we don't have the discipline because we've been in the United States so damn long, we keep wanting motherfuckers to like us when it comes to this money. You know what I'm saying? That we just do not understand that we need to be as, you know what I'm saying, as immigrant mentality as possible. I bring this up because I want you to know that there is a blueprint to this hustle, to really gritting and grinding and getting through this money. And the immigrants do it every motherfucking day. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about setting up a t-shirt company, wholesale. And I remember I had to go look on Alibaba, and I found some cats in LA, and they had a big giant warehouse. Pakistani dude, right? Dude must have been young as hell. He must have been, I don't know, he looked like he was the son of the dude I should have been talking to, right? So he called me up, you know, we chop it up, we come into downtown LA. I go to this old ugly ass warehouse, homie. You would think that Freddy Krueger is taped up in the basement of this motherfucker. I come into the motherfucking warehouse, homie. It got elevators and this shit got security guard. I'm like, oh shit, we in Fort Knox, homie, behind the scenes. We go up the elevators, homie. They got whole warehouses full of t-shirts in the middle of downtown LA in this warehouse. You know what I'm saying? He just telling me, what do you need? How much do you need? You know what I'm saying? Dude young than a motherfucker. Look like the dude who you would pass up on the street, man. Look like that motherfucker lost. You ever see some dudes who, different groups of people who look like they don't know, you know what I'm saying? They barely can read English. Motherfuckers don't know where Compton Boulevard is, and you just like, damn, homie. I mean, you know, somebody got to help homeboy out, man. He even get his ass beat on these streets. But they know exactly where they are. They just don't give a fuck. Motherfuckers wearing pants up too high and shit, you know, flood and shit. White socks in the middle of black dress shoes, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers just plain don't give a fuck. But the chips are lovely, and they got that hustling mentality. And I can't knock the brothers, man. I can't knock the people for being that way. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot to learn about this game, and we need to pay attention to those who are really executing in the middle of hell. If you can execute in hell, young homie, you can definitely prosper in heaven. So we got to learn to execute in hell. But look at their blueprint. Look how they come into America. Look how they organize. It's something that you have to know for a lot of us who don't understand business. We think we're going to learn the rich people's way, and that's just not going to happen, homie. You're not going to have access to $100,000 in credit cards, will you? You're not going to have a loan from the bank. You're not going to have a lot of this shit. So we need to learn from the people who come over with nothing and take nothing and make it something. Even though we don't think what they're doing is God's work, it is, homie. They doing the same thing we trying to do. We trying to take the things we have and turn it into bigger things. And you got to admire the hustle. But if you pay attention to all that I said before, and some of the things I'm going to say right after this, but look at their game, look at the angle, look how they proceed through this life, young brother, and you're going to see that this is the way. You understand what I mean? A lot of people are going to tell you, the Koreans are organized, they help out each other, they do this. Okay, well, you know what? We just need to know how much money it is to start a liquor store. The Koreans help each other, they got the Korean Chamber of Commerce. Well, we need to go to the regular Chamber of Commerce and see what kind of angles they're giving us, you know, us too. You know, the Koreans, they come over and they know how to do it. Man, believe me, it's not a training course in Korea for running liquor stores in black neighborhoods. I bet you my bottom dollar, homie, there is no store, no training program in the middle of Korea saying how to sell liquor to blacks and be rich. They just don't do that. You understand what I mean? So you missing the hustle factor with these cats, and you disrespecting the game by looking down on them. Like I told you, these dudes making major money, homie. They not staying in your poor ass neighborhood selling you death, are they? I mean, you know what I'm saying? They don't stay next door to you. They live someplace else. And I met them because I'm the cat doing a lot of international trade, and I see these dudes, and they selling all kind of aloe vera juice and shit that you just picking up and not even thinking about, and they living lovely. $1 million stacks being moved, and they live in Pasadena, or they live in Beverly Hills, or they live in Bel Air, or they live in Santa Monica. That's for my homies on the west who know where all those places are. But they not living amongst the poor people for sure. When they shut down at night, they jump in their little Honda Civic, homie, and they burn up the block, and you never see them again. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear no home invasions on these motherfuckers. You don't hear nothing because they got this game on ghost, homie. You don't know where the fuck Casper live when the sun go down. You can't even see the motherfuckers. So pay attention to that shit, because the next thing I'm gonna tell you is when you see these cats and understand what they trying to do. They trying to survive. And instead of sitting there like everybody else, and they can probably collect welfare and do everything else, they figured out a way to make money. And they don't care how small of a profit they make, they're going to keep hanging in there. They don't care if they got to have 5 or 10 people in their family flipping hamburgers, they're going to do it. The little kid's going to be there. Daycare's going to be there. Motherfuckers who just got off the boat who don't know how to speak English going to be there. They hiring Mexican people to do the damn hamburgers in the back. You understand what I mean? They hands-on with the chips. You never see them gambling, do you? You never see them running with your ass over to Vegas or to Atlantic City, homie, do you? They don't fucking play. They're very disciplined about these chips. and you have to act like an immigrant. The thing I want to help you in your regular life is, a lot of motherfuckers run into people, and you want to be put on, you want to be part of it, and you feel out of place. But you got to develop kind of an immigrant mentality towards everybody. You know, in that thing, the clip I played before, we say, I feel so sorry for your mother. You need to feel sorry for a lot of motherfuckers' mother who put out such a bitch like these people who are coming against you. You need to feel sorry for people who create these kind of inferior people. You understand what I mean? So you need to think that you need to keep yourself out of other people's, what I call regular people's business, regular people's lifestyles. I'll give you a good example. This just happened today. I was at a war banquet or something today, and you know what I'm saying, and I was sitting with some women and some other dudes over there, some brothers, and one dude had on a purple shirt and a purple tie. I'm thinking the motherfucker looked like a grape or a bottle of Grape Crush, or you know what I'm saying, motherfucker looked like Grimace. And you know, he's sitting there, and I'm sitting with some women, I'm just chopping it up. I know these women, but this cat feels he wants to come over and snicker and say, you know, a little bitch shit. Everybody's got a little bit of bitch in them, gotta get it out of you. But he wants to, after he sits there, he comes over and sits there and try to talk to me. So I told him, hey, homie, whatever you selling, keep that shit on your side, homie. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to come over here. You know what I'm saying? And then I proceeded to turn right back around. He ain't no threat. He ain't nothing. The motherfucker is if you wearing purple with a purple tie or something, motherfucker, I definitely ain't really scared of your ass, you motherfucker Fruit Loop. But the thing is, you know what I'm saying, I had to go back to my Korean mode, meaning back to what I'm thinking about, back to what I'm talking about. He just a nuisance, just like a drug addict, a crack addict coming into the liquor store, homie. Get out. Hurry up and buy, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I feel sorry for your mother, homie. Get the fuck out of here. I'm about my chips. So you need to think about that. You need to have that immigrant mentality. You need to be Korean in this game. If you on the West, you can be Korean, homie. Walk into the swap meets today. You know what I'm saying? Go check out how they really flowing about this money, homie. And you see they not playing with anybody. Sit there in the chair, motherfuckers, listening to some music nobody can understand. And they hurry up and make a deal. They about pushing product. They about numbers. They about getting in this thing and getting the fuck out. They not worried about if you gangbang, if you handicap, motherfuckers on crack. They don't care nothing about that shit. When they close the swap meet doors, you see a million Toyota Camrys and shit breaking a left, hopping on a freeway, and disappearing into the wind and over the horizon and shit like a horse and shit, and the old white boy cowboy going off into the sunset, homie. You don't know where them motherfuckers went. We gotta be the same way when it comes to this chip. We gotta be disciplined. This is the angle for most of us coming from the bottom, homie. It ain't the way Donald Trump and them talking about. You ain't gonna get that shit. You know what I'm saying? You can go apply for a business plan, a small business association loan, but you could get up and hustle like all the immigrants do. And they got that knack, homie. They figured it out. Remember, don't improve on the building, because they don't seem to give a fuck. They using the same old shells. Motherfuckers from when Martin Luther King was going to get a loaf of bread, shells look the damn same way. You know what I'm saying? They barely paint the windows. They don't do too much of shit. You know what I'm saying? And they don't care about speaking English. They just know how much the shit costs. You know what I'm saying? You want some Doritos, motherfucker? You want a big grab? 108. You know what I'm saying? You want a loaf of bread and some milk, motherfucker? They calculated in their head. 237, motherfucker. They figured the whole game out. And we need to be the exact same way if we really want this money, homie. We need to be the exact same way if we really want to be about our shit. The thing you gotta admire about being Korean or being an immigrant and coming into this game and being a merchant and making money is how disciplined they are. They know they aren't part of society. They don't give a fuck. They came here to get their money and they're gonna go to fuck home. And I preach that shit to you every podcast about how we need to act that way. How we need to not let the bullshit and these motherfuckers who are lost influence our hustle, influence our angle, influence our focus, influence our mission, influence our empire, homie. Don't let them motherfuckers come in between what we gotta do on a daily basis. Be Korean in this game, homie. Anytime you feel that you're getting too caught up in what other motherfuckers are doing, just look across the street, look at them motherfuckers, go into the dry cleaner, and remember and refocus on these motherfuckers just don't care. They here to move units. You know what I'm saying? They don't even say good morning to you because they don't really want to bullshit and lie about it. They don't wish you a good morning, homie. They just want the money. You dig? Be Korean. Be an immigrant with your chips. Be on that angle. Learn from them, homie. Go and do a case study. Break out your notebook, homie. Tape record what they say because they know it. And they plain don't give a fuck, and neither should we. Next time, partner.